manifestation of the respondent. So noted. What is the manifestation of the counsel for the prosecutors?
Your Honor, based on the ICC, as relayed to us by our witness in the next article or in the last article that we will present, the ICC does not require notarization of document.
Noted, but we are not the ICC counsel. Again, we're just placing on the record and for the record the factual situation concerning the document that the witness is testifying to for the information and guidance of the senator judges. Is there any reservations from the counsel?
We are okay, Your Honor. Your Honor, if I may be recognized, we are okay with document that was marked and it does not contain the USB. Moreover, just an additional manifestation, the marked copy or marked set contains a stamp certified true copy, but it was not signed by anyone and there was no date provided.
Duly noted. Again, this without prejudice to the counsel for the prosecutor, furnishing counsel for respondent with a copy of the exact document produced by Director Matibag for further comparison and or observation either during cross or future proceedings later on.
We submit, Your Honor.
Your Honor, just a correction. There was a stamp, Your Honor, and a signature, but there was no name. Just for the record, Your Honor.
Duly noted for the record.
With the permission of the court, we'll be using the pre-marked document, Your Honor, for the purpose of confirmation.
Likewise, for the information of the counsel for respondent, would that be okay?
Then we take exception to that, Your Honor, because it was not the one that was identified by the witness in open court. What he identified was his own copy, and that copy does not contain any USB. So he does not have. He will.
The exhibits can be later on compared to with a certified true copy at a later date, as has been previously done by the parties. In the meantime, Chair will allow the witness to use his copy without prejudice to any differences that may be shown either through cross or through the comparison after a copy shall have been furnished to the counsel for respondents.
Continuing objection, Your Honor.
So ordered.
May we
Objection is
confirm,
noted.
Your Honor, which copy we will be using for
The counsel
confirmation?
produced by Director Matibag will be the one that will be used.
Okay. Mr. Witness, kanina, bilanggit mo ang Tokhang, Laod Quarry, at ang Vice Presidente. Saang partikular na bahagi ng affidavit ni Arturo Las Cañas na ipinapakita mo ngayon tumutukoy dito sa mga binanggit mo?
Objection, Your Honor. Then that already goes into the contents of such affidavit. And since the witness is not the one who executed the affidavit, then he has no personal knowledge and incompetent to answer that question.
Your Honor, may I respond?
Moreover, the court already ruled, Your Honor.
Counsel for the prosecutor may respond before the court rules on the objection.
Your Honor, the witness is merely pointing to that pertinent portion of the affidavit. And later, Your Honor, for the record, we will just be asking him to read into the records.
Just short rejoinder, Your Honor.
Counsel for the respondent may give his rejoinder.
Objection, the document will speak for itself.
Chair sustains the objection, counsel for the prosecutors. The document will speak for itself, and the document will be furnished to the senator judges anyway, given that it's part of the annexes. Let the witness merely testifies to the fact that he included the affidavit of Mr. Las Cañas as part of his investigation and part of his narration of his investigation to prove, quote, pattern of violence. But again, not as to the truth and the contents of the affidavit itself. Move on, counsel.
With that, Your Honor, we will be requesting for the submarking of the pertinent portion of the affidavit of Arturo Las Cañas, the witness already referred to.
Again, only as to tenor, but not as to the truth, counsel. For the record and for the information of the senator judges, you may do so.
For purposes, Your Honor, of reference, which particular portion to be submarked, Your Honor? May we ask the witness to make reference or point which part of that affidavit he is referring to?
In his investigation, counsel.
Same objection, Your Honor.
As part of his investigation, witness may answer.
As part of our investigation, ang importante po para sa amin dito, in establishing the pattern of violence, is yung paragraph 270 and paragraph 270B and paragraph 270D. 270.
For purposes of submarking, Your Honor, may we ask which particular part of paragraph 270 the witness first referred to?
Your Honor, manifestation.
Counsel for respondent may proceed.
All right. Your Honor, this pertains to an affidavit of Arturo Las Cañas. And on page 186, Your Honor, of such affidavit, it appears that even the signature is not a wet signature. It's a printed copy. And there's a subscription and sworn to portion thereof. But it's not notarized at all. So this is a mere scrap of paper, Your Honor.
Counsel,
Your Honor, the document is being presented only to seek confirmation from the witness that he is referring to this particular document as part of the investigation of Special Task Force. We are not presenting it to prove the truthfulness of the contents of the affidavit. The question only, Your Honor, is whether or not this is the document that was part of the consideration of the Special Task Force in investigating on the threat by the President to the life of the
Just
President.
a short
Your Honor.
rejoinder, Your Honor.
counsel may give a rejoinder
Then-
or additional manifestation.
Then we will not allow this witness to build on the basis of a mere scrap of paper, Your Honor.
Counsel, it was the counsel for respondent who chose this to use this copy instead of the one previously marked. That I presume is either certified true or contains a more complete signature.
Then I would have to clarify, Your Honor, that it is our position. Well, it's first of all, we are not in the position to choose for this witness. But in the event that they use this document, we manifest, Your Honor, upon perusal that such document is unsigned and unnotarized, Your Honor. This is an affidavit. So in other words, without the proper notarization and without the proper signature, then it is a mere scrap of paper. We cannot allow this witness to build his testimony based on this document.
Your
Your
Honor,
Honor, in fact, Your Honor, we request, Your Honor, that this court peruse also page 186 of such document.
Before the court the presiding officer makes a ruling,
Your Honor.
the pre-marked document, is it notarized?
Your Honor, may I raise a question to the witness so that he will answer and enlighten us on why the document is not notarized?
You may, counsel. So you're admitting that it's not even
Yes,
your
Your
pre-marked copy is not notarized, whether we use that copy or this one.
We admit to that, Your Honor.
The witness will please explain why he is using in his investigation a document and or affidavit that is not subscribed to or under oath. So it is not even an affidavit but merely a statement.
Alam niyo po, Your Honor, sa law enforcement po, meron po tayo mga tinatawag na open source intel. At ito po ay pinadala sa atin at atin pong susundan. At kaya nga po, ang aming pong investigasyon ay isang continuing investigation, open, continuing and active investigation, sapagkat ito bang ganitong dokumento ay amin ding ikukumpara pa. Subalit malaki po ang value ng mga itong bagay sa amin, sapagkat ito po ang nagbibigay rin sa amin ng direksyon at mga leads upang amin pong magampanan ang aming pong tungkulin na mag-imbestiga.
So for the second time and for the sake of clarity and then for the information and guidance of the senator judges, the document being identified by the witness is unsigned, is not notarized, not under oath, and it is only as to the fact that they used this document in their investigation or as part of their investigation, but not as to the truth of the allegations contained in that unsubscribed document that was not made under oath.
Also unsigned, Your Honor. Sorry.
Unsigned.
Also
May I make
unsigned
a
because there's a
manifestation, Your Honor?
signature but it appears to be a photocopy. So it doesn't qualify as a signature.
With the additional manifestation of the respondent, so noted, what is the manifestation of the counsel for the prosecutors?
Your Honor, based on the ICC, as relayed to us by our witness in the next article or in the last article that we will present, the ICC does not require notarization of document.
Noted, but we are not the ICC counsel. Again, we're just placing on the record and for the record the factual situation concerning the document that the witness is testifying to for the information and guidance of the senator judges. Counsel for the panel of prosecutors, may proceed.
Mr. Witness, for purposes of submarking, can you read just a portion of paragraph 270, just for the guidance of the impeachment court?
Again, Your Honor, same objection. The document will speak for itself. Best evidence of this statement is a document.
Your Honor, we wanted
As
to be
previously
guided.
ruled, the court will allow it. Again, given the limited consideration that the court will give this testimony of the witness and not the truth of what he will read. Witness may answer.
Paragraph 270, the years of 2012 to 2013 were the birth of Tokhang operations and the evil side of enforcement in Davao City by its author, the newly installed Davao City Police Office Director Colonel Ronald Bato de la Rosa. The operations were all cleared and approved by Mayors Inday Sara Zimmerman Duterte Carpio and Rodrigo Roa Duterte.
Your Honor, we are requesting that the portion read by the witness be bracketed and marked as Exhibit P4-35.
So ordered.
Mr. Witness, what else is the pertinent portion of this affidavit that you are referring to?
As mentioned earlier po, paragraph 270B.
For the guidance of the impeachment court, kindly read for purposes of submarking only.
While eating, Colonel Bato de la Rosa told me in Visayan dialect why you summoned me, and I quote, tour, short of Arturo, my first name. Nakaistorya mi ni Mayor Inday, referring to Davao City Mayor Inday Sara C. Duterte Carpio, party sa atwang Tokhang operation. As part of our Tokhang operation, ang order ni Mayor Inday sa akon, nag-ilaylo sa nato ang pusil, killing through shooting. Sa atwang mga target persons, shabu users and pushers and other criminal elements in Davao City, kay samukan siya media, magsige o pagunta na, pud, kidnapa, abdak, na lang ninyo ang inyong target, unya, ilubong sa quarry, laod quarry. Para missing lang kay okay si Mayor Inday sa ana paagi. I talked to Mayor Inday as part of our Tokhang operation. She ordered us to laylo our killings through gun shooting because the media is asking too much. Just kidnap targets, then bury them in the quarry so they would go missing. She is okay with that way. To which I answer, yes sir, sultian na ko akwang grupo. I'll inform my group. Colonel Bato de la Rosa instructed me, i-inform tour kung naamoy maabdak ng target nyo. Inform me tour whenever you are kidnap a target.
Your Honor, we are requesting that that pertinent portion read by the witness be bracketed and marked as Exhibit P435A.
So marked,
Your
so
Honor,
ordered.
just
Counsel for respondent.
What?
we just want to register again our continuing objection, Your Honor. Again, we already allowed, Your Honor, that the witness at least identify this document, but as to the fact, Your Honor, that he is allowed to read even portions thereof, he is not the author of this affidavit. And as to the truth or falsity thereof, he is incompetent to testify on that. And it already violates, Your Honor, it already violates the rights of our clients because she's being prejudiced by the reading of this affidavit that cannot even be verified because the person is not here to testify. That's our objection, Your Honor.
Chair notes the objection and continuing objection of counsel for the respondent.
Impose on those documents on the screen.
Counsel for respondent will please reply.
Your Honor, it was based on the witness's own answer that he did not personally signed.
Nonetheless, it does not reflect the exact document referred to by the defense, Your Honor. And that should not be allowed, Your Honor, with all due respect.
It is just to illustrate, Your Honor, for the benefit of the senator judges and as well as the public watching so that they can also follow the...
Lead prosecutor, we will allow it. So for the information of senator judges, the counsel for the respondent confronted the witness with respect to these affidavits that were part of the investigation conducted prior to his assumption as NBI director. And the witness simply stated that he has no personal knowledge with respect to the execution or due execution rather of these two affidavits thus far out of, I presume, 10.
May I comment, Your Honor?
The lead prosecutor may register her comment.
May I know what is wrong with just presenting the exact document instead of those which are marked with XX? Your Honor, I'm afraid it will give a wrong impression to the viewing public that those XX has something to do with inability perhaps or whatever impression it may give to the witness with respect to the to attending to the subpoena, Your Honor. May we just remove those XX? We don't mind if they flash the documents, but it should be an exact reflection of what the document is.
Short rejoinder, Your Honor.
No need for a rejoinder. Court is ruled, and the court notes the observation, manifestation, and objection of the lead prosecutor. Again, I think it's quite plain that these are documents that the witness cannot or does not have personal knowledge about because he was not yet the NBI director. Counsel may proceed. Witness may answer.
All right, I'll move on. Are you aware that the subpoena was issued to Red Mendoza of Manila Times?
I'm aware that there is a subpoena, but on the actual issuance of the subpoena at that time, that will be impossible to be aware of because I'm no longer I'm not yet the NBI director.
So in short, he did not sign it?
I did not
All right,
sign
okay.
it. I think it was signed by Glenn Ricarte.
All right, that's enough. Okay. Now, are you aware also that the subpoena was issued to Bons Magsambol of Rappler?
Based on the affidavit of investigation, I think it was mentioned.
And did you sign that subpoena?
It is again signed by a certain Glenn Ricarte.
Are you aware that the subpoena was issued to Ana Rosario Malindog Uy, also of Manila Times?
Again, based on the investigation report.
And did you sign that subpoena?
No.
All right. Are you aware that the subpoena was issued to Jason Rubrico of SMNI?
Again, based on the investigation report.
Did you sign that subpoena?
Your Honor, may I respectfully interrupt?
Lead prosecutor is recognized.
The prosecution is willing to stipulate as to the issuance of this subpoena by the National Bureau of Investigation during the time that the witness is not yet appointed as the NBI director, Your Honor.
But that's not my question, Your Honor.
I
Anyway,
think
Your Honor...
unless you're willing to stipulate, counsel, to abbreviate the proceedings, that insofar as the questions of the counsel for respondent is concerned, that for the remaining 4 subpoenas, that the same answer of the witness for the previous 6 ones will be the same.
We are willing to stipulate on that, Your Honor.
We are not willing to stipulate, Your Honor. We'll just ask for a ruling from the court.
In that case, witness may proceed. A witness may answer. Counsel will please proceed.
All right. Are you aware that the subpoena was issued again to Jason Rubrico of SNM9?
Same answer, Your Honor.
Okay, same answer. And you did not sign that subpoena for Jason
I said
Rubrico?
same answer,
All right.
Your Honor.
Are you aware that the subpoena was issued to Mikael Flores of Reuters?
Same answer, Your Honor.
Your Honor, may we ask, Your Honor, that the lawyer of the prosecution do not supply anything or make any comment near the witness because it may affect us.
Is he, the assisting counsel may not supply any information to the witness other than merely observing the document being shown to him by assisting counsel for respondent. Counsel may proceed.
Mr. Presiding Officer, may I speak?
Yes, Director.
The counsel is not telling anything, but may I request not to cover me so that the people can see me?
Yes, that may be granted by the presiding officer.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Assisting counsel, kindly sit beside the assisting counsel stand beside the assisting counsel for the respondent. You may proceed, counsel,
All right.
for the respondent.
Are you aware that the subpoena was issued to Mikael Flores of Reuters?
Same answer, Your
Same
Honor.
answer. You did not sign it. Okay. Are you aware that the subpoena was issued to Trixie Cruz Angeles?
Same answer.
And you did not sign it. Okay. Are you aware that the subpoena was issued to 2 OVP personnel? And did you sign the subpoenas?
Same answer.
All right, so not a single one. Now, my next question to you is this. Did you oversee any interview that was conducted in the fact-finding investigation?
Your Honor, the question is vague.
If the witness is a lawyer and is competent to
Your
answer,
Honor,
if he knows, Your Honor.
Your Honor, during the direct, it was established that there were 2 investigations. The first investigation and the current investigation of the STF.
Then,
the defense need to specify which investigation is he referring to.
The affidavit...
Counsel will please clarify.
Okay. Did you oversee an interview that was conducted in the investigation that was covered by the affidavit of investigation?
As mentioned in my testimony, I was appointed only on February 20, 2026, and it's very unlikely to be part of the investigation prior to that.
Okay. So, are you aware that there were at least 4 interviews that were conducted?
Your Honor, asked and answered.
That is a different question, Your Honor.
Nonetheless,
Witness may answer.
I'm not aware because I'm not yet there.
Okay, so are you aware, let me be more specific, are you aware that an interview of Dempsey Reyes of PDI was conducted?
I'm not aware of that, but as reflected in the investigation report, it was there.
So in other words, you did not oversee that interview?
Yes, definitely.
All right. Are you aware that there was an interview of Fred Mendoza of Manila Times?
Same answer, Your Honor.
Same answer. Are you aware that there was an interview of Bons Magsambol of Rappler?
Same answer.
Same answer. So you did not oversee that interview. And are you aware that there was an interview of Jason Rubrico? Did you oversee this interview?
Again, same answer.
Same answer. Okay. Did you see them sign any minutes of the meeting?
No.
No. Did you meet any one of these interviewees?
At
Before
that
or
time?
after? Before or after?
Who among the
Among
witnesses?
the interviewees that I
No.
mentioned? No. Did you meet any one of their lawyers?
No.
No. All right. Now, were you even present at the NBI Cybercrime Division office at the time of these interviews?
That is impossible.
All right. After the interviews, affidavits attesting to the interviews were executed, as you mentioned. Did you oversee the drafting of these affidavits by the NBI agents?
Again, very unlikely. I was not present.
All right.
Your Honor, if I may interrupt, may I just enter a
Lead
continuing...
prosecutor may make a manifestation and or a continuing objection, as I presume she will.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm entering a continuing objection to the line of questions of the defense on the ground, as stated by the witness, he has no personal knowledge about the investigation conducted prior to his appointment in February 2026, Your Honor.
Just a
That is
short
for the record.
The
rejoinder, Your
continuing
Honor.
objection is noted. Counsel for the respondent may proceed.
No need for that rejoinder. But were you present when the NBI agents subscribed and sworn to their affidavits?
I was not there.
You were not there. Still nothing. So, and since you did not actually participate, it means that you do not have personal knowledge of these stages of the investigation, correct?
During that time, yes, but as I mentioned earlier, I read the investigation report.
So your knowledge of the investigation was based on only of your reading.
That is absolutely correct,
All right.
and upon the discussion of the investigating officers.
Okay, very well. Now, were you present at the November 23, 2024 press con?
I was not present.
You were not
I was
present.
not participating on that.
And if you know, was any NBI agent present at the November 23, 2024 press con?
Not that I know of.
None. All right. So in layman's terms, for the benefit of this honorable court and the Filipino people watching, and I'll phrase my question in Tagalog. So sa kabila po ng pagtestigo po ninyo ngayong araw, inaamin nyo ba na wala kayong personal na kaalaman sa nangyaring investigation starting November 23, 2024?
Malinaw naman po yun. At ang korte po, I can take judicial notice of the fact na hindi pa po ako NBI director ng panahon na yun.
So you're confirming that you do not have personal knowledge because you were only appointed as NBA director a year later or on February 20,
Your Honor, ask and
2026,
answer
correct?
question.
No, I haven't even asked that question, Your Honor.
Kindly let counsel finish.
So again, I will repeat. So the reason for this is that because you became NBI director only a year later or on February 20, 2026, correct?
Tama po.
All right. Okay. So prior to February 20, 2026, you do not have any personal knowledge of any investigation, correct?
Nababasa ko lang po. sa balita, mga pangyayari.
Which is not personal knowledge, correct?
Well, yun lang po yung knowledge natin.
You're a lawyer, correct?
Tama po, 29 years.
29 years. Can you recall Rule 130, Section 22 of the Rules of Evidence?
Can you refresh me, sir?
Okay, I will
Because you have a
gladly
copy.
refresh you, of course. I have here a copy of Rule 130, Section 22 of the Rules of Evidence, and I'll read it. Please read with me, Director Matibag. Testimony confined to personal knowledge. A witness can testify only to those facts which he or she knows of his or her personal knowledge, that is, which are derived from his or her own perception. Can you recall that rule now?
Ayan po, nababasa ko po ngayon.
Okay, you
Tama
can
po.
read it. All right. So, based on this rule, will you agree with me that a witness can only testify based on his personal knowledge?
Your Honor, may I comment to that?
These are basic questions, Your Honor. The witness is a lawyer. He is competent enough to answer.
Counsel, are you making an objection?
This is a comment, Your Honor. The witness repeatedly testified that he was appointed only in February 2026 and that all his testimonies pertaining to the first investigation are based on records, Your Honor. And this is allowed. As a matter of fact, under the rules, entries in official records are considered as prima facie evidence of the contents thereof. And thus, it's exactly the basis of the witness in answering the question of the defense. All his knowledge pertaining to the first investigation are based on records.
Short rejoinder, Your Honor.
No need, counsel. Distinguished lead prosecutor, the counsel for respondent did not object to the line of questioning of the lead prosecutor earlier, based exactly on the ground cited by the lead prosecutor. The presiding officer will give sufficient leeway to the counsel for respondent to establish his point. I think you also see what he is trying to establish. That's why he made a continuing objection in relation to it. I'll give you some leeway, counsel, but go to your next topic as soon as you're done with this.
Thank you, Your Honor. So, again, based on this rule, a witness can only testify based on his personal knowledge, correct?
Tama po, pero meron pong mga exceptions sa rule
All
na
right,
yan.
okay. If not based on personal knowledge, then that is hearsay, correct?
But it's not an absolute rule po dahil may exceptions nga po.
Okay, now, I'm trying to look for the Filipino term for hearsay. Ano ba yung hearsay sa Tagalog? Sabi-sabi or chismis? Is that a fair translation? What is a fair translation to you of hearsay? in
Your Honor, the
Philippines?
question of the defense is misleading. He never testified that that is hearsay.
No, I'm not
As a
asking
matter
him.
of fact, he's trying to raise the exception to hearsay.
I'm not asking about the exceptions of hearsay. I'm asking a translation of hearsay. Your
May
Honor.
we know-
Anyway, I'll move on to...
If the witness
If the
knows, if he does not know, he may say so.
Hindi ko po alam kung anong translation dito sa Tagalog.
Okay, so I'll just use my own translation, chismis. Anyway, at any rate, kung wala kang personal knowledge, chismis lang yon, tama?
Hindi ko naman po naririnig sa korte, ako'y nag-practice din, kahit di translate sa Tagalog, kahit minsan ko po, hindi ko po narinig ng hearsay ginamit ang salitang chismis.
Alright, I'll move on. Now, the main material that the NBI used in its investigation was the video of the November 23, 2024 press con, correct?
Tama po.
Did you watch that whole video yourself?
Napanood ko po.
The whole video?
Well, yung pong importanteng bagay dyan ang aking tinutukan, pero napanood ko po.
Alright. Now, let me ask you, do you confirm that in that virtual press con, VP Sara spoke about a lot of topics?
Tama po.
Alright, I'll show you a portion of that video, and then I'll ask questions thereafter. Now, Your Honor, we beg the indulgence of this honorable court. Again, this video is a little lengthy, but we will only show one video, Your Honor. Duterte. Permission to use a pointer, Your Honor. Now, it appears that from this document
Counsel may do so.
that your wife is one of the endorsers of this House resolution. Can you confirm that?
Yes, the name is sir.
It's there. Okay. Now, there's a signature page also. The pages, this document is not numbered, but it appears that it's around page 19. Can you confirm if this is your wife's signature?
I think I have no authority to confirm the signature even if she is my wife.
So you can confirm the signature of your NBI agent but not your wife?
It's appeared to be her signature, but I have not confronted with the document so that I can compare it.
At any rate, Your Honor, may we allow...
With the NBI, it's different. I testified earlier that it was presented to me, and I asked him if he signed it, and I'm familiar to his signature because he's always making submission to my office.
All right. That's okay. At any rate, Your Honor, may we request, Your Honor, that we be allowed to submark this particular portion. Again, this is already
may we
part
request,
of the
Your
records.
Honor, that the witness be confronted first with the document, and
We
may
will
we
do that,
request
Your
as well that the assisting counsel for the prosecution be allowed to approach.
We will do
Assisting
that, Your
counsel
Honor.
for the respondent may please confront the witness with a document in the presence of assisting counsel for the prosecutor before counsel for respondent requests it to be marked. Witness will kindly look at the document and answer the question.
May I first manifest, Your Honor, that the photocopy, the document being presented to the witness is a photocopy.
Your Honor, if at all we can agree that the court's copy be submarked, Your Honor. And we request, Your Honor, that the first page that we showed and this signature page around page 16 be submarked, even at later, Your Honor, before the 30th.
It shall be done at a later time. In the meantime, by the oath of respective counsels, I believe we can rely on this copy, subject to confirmation in the marking of the actual copy that the court has.
And
You're referring to the impeachment resolution on impeachment, right?
yes, Your Honor, but Your Honor, insofar as the identification of this witness, we are relying actually on the transmittal by the Committee on Justice, which was received by our office on May 11, 2026, Your Honor.
Not
So
by
it is-
my office, but by the Secretary General of the Senate. Kindly confront the witness with the document so that he may answer intelligently.
If you know only, Director
Your
Matibag,
Honor,
that
respectfully,
is the
if I may say something, if the court
Yes,
will allow me.
Director Matibag.
In order to save time and the questioning of the defense counsel, I think he's going to the position if my wife endorses the article of impeachment so that we save time and it's on record. It's a matter of public notice. Yes, my wife is one of the endorsers of the impeachment.
Duly noted. Counsel, move on.
All right, thank you for that admission, Director Matibag. And despite that spousal relationship that you admitted, you decided to appear and testify today, correct?
My decision to be a witness is by virtue of a subpoena issued by the Honorable Court and by invitation of the Committee on Justice to the prosecution. However, the job of my wife as a legislator is totally detached from me being the director of the National Bureau of Investigation.
Okay, my next question is, but the court did not issue a subpoena for you to appear today.
Actually,
Are you saying that you receive a subpoena despite this honorable court not issuing a subpoena for you?
even if there's no subpoena in the pre-trial order, I was mentioned to be a witness, and I was invited by the prosecution to be a witness. And from my understanding, in the pre-trial order, I was also listed by the defense. I will be gladly witness for the defense as well if I will be called upon.
All right, but which is which? Are you appearing today by virtue of a subpoena or without a subpoena?
I'm appearing today as a witness, as called upon and announced by the Honorable Court and by the invitation also of the
No, that's
prosecution.
not my question, Director Matibag. You're a lawyer, you know this. Are you appearing today by virtue of a subpoena or no subpoena?
There's no written subpoena, but there is a verbal announcement from the Honorable Court that I will be a witness in today's hearing.
Your Honor, the question of the defense is
What?
misleading. It is apparent that last week a subpoena was issued to the witness, Your Honor, and it is because of the other matters that was heard and addressed by the impeachment court. The schedule of the witness was scheduled to today.
Your Honor,
The objection is overruled. First, asked and answered, and for the record and information of the senator judges, the presiding officer confirms that no subpoena was issued to Director Matibag. In fact, I asked if one was needed. And the response I got was that it was not necessary. But indeed, the chair also confirms that the name of Director Matibag was requested to be invited by the counsel by the prosecutors, and he was so named by the presiding officer to attend in, I believe, yesterday, supposedly, and today's trial dates. Move on, counsel.
Just one last question on this point. So considering that there's no subpoena, I'm just wondering how it works. Did you coordinate with any of the prosecutors in relation to your appearance in today's proceedings?
Well, we conducted some meetings on this matter.
You mean prior to your appearance to this honorable court, you met with members of the prosecution?
Yes, twice, when I was informed that I will be a witness on the pre-trial order.
All right. Did you meet with the private prosecutors or the public prosecutors?
With the chairman of the committee, with the Congresswoman Jerry Miller.
And you are confirming in open court that you discussed or you were briefed in that meeting based in your testimony? What was the, okay, you can explain.
Yeah, well, I'm a lawyer and I know where you're going. There was no discussion or coaching. We just discussed matters that's supposed to be covered by my testimony. Because I'm a director, I will be testifying. Of course, they will want to know what will be the nature of my testimony. In the same way that when you want to present me as your witness, I will be more than willing to sit down with the defense counsel.
Your Honor, I take exception to that. I don't think Director Matibag knows where I'm going. In fact, I'm moving on to a new point. At any rate, Your Honor, I don't think we are calling him as a witness. So these are facts that only he assumes.
No,
and we
but
want to say that for the record, Your Honor.
I speak?
Witness will not argue with the counsel.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Kindly move on,
Yes,
counsel, for the respondent.
All right. Let's just move on, Director Matibag. The NBI is under the DOJ, correct?
That is correct.
Right. And the DOJ is under the Office of the President, correct?
That is correct.
Now, BBM, in short, BBM has control and supervision over both NBI and the... Your Honor, sorry, I am hearing comments from the prosecution. I don't mean any disrespect to the President. It's just for purposes of abbreviation, I'm just calling him BBM. But at any rate, I'll move on to my question. So BBM has control and supervision over both the NBI and the DOJ, correct?
That is not exactly correct. Only on the matter of appointments, but we enjoyed independence in the matter of investigation.
I'm glad you mentioned that. Do you confirm that you're an appointee of BBM?
Well, it's only the president who can make an appointment. I think it is provided for in the law.
What's the answer?
Yes.
Yes, okay. And so my question to you is this. Did BBM participate in the NBI's investigation in any way?
No.
No. All right. So don't you consider your appointment as NBI director as participation on the part of BBM?
No.
No. Okay. All right. You mentioned a while ago that after the affidavit of investigation, it was submitted to the DOJ for evaluation, correct?
For the evaluation and finding if there's enough reason to file a case before the regional trial court or the proper courts.
All right. And during your direct testimony, you also mentioned that as we speak, it is still pending, correct?
That is correct.
All right. Now, in other words, in terms of formal charge to be filed in court, that is still not available at this time, correct?
It's in the jurisdiction of the National Prosecution Service, which is under the Department of Justice.
But insofar as the case that the NBI filed with the DOJ, is it not the case that that charge does not include contracting for the assassination?
That is correct. What was filed was grave threat and inciting to sedition.
So in other words, at this point, VP Sara is not being made to answer for contracting for assassination, correct?
That is exactly what that my testimony covered. That she is being investigated for contracting a person to kill the president And that is a continuing threat not only to the life of the President, but to the national security of our country.
Not responsive, Your Honor. My question is if she's already being made to answer to that particular charge.
Made to answer, counsel, meaning
Subpoenaed.
has she been subpoenaed?
I'll be more specific. Has she been subpoenaed in terms of contracting for assassination?
Well, in this impeachment court, she's being on trial, and that is very well covered by the articles. To me, as a lawyer, not only as an NBI director, and as a former dean, that is a betrayal of public trust to me. Because she made an oath of office that she will protect, defend the Constitution, execute laws, do justice to others.
Director
and
Matibag,
consequently
let
to
the
self.
court intervene at this juncture. That is not responsive to the question of counsel. Kindly just answer the question. Has the NBI issued a subpoena against the Vice President with respect to the crime of contracting a killer, allegedly?
At this point, Your Honor, not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
Please proceed, counsel.
That's enough. So no subpoena as of now. But in other words, has there been any affidavit of investigation relating to contracting for assassination?
My understanding is there was a subpoena issued at that time during the investigation to the Vice President, and the lawyer submitted an affidavit.
No. Again, not responsive, Your Honor. I'm talking about an affidavit of investigation executed by the NBI.
Not
in
yet.
terms of not yet. Okay. So at this point, would you agree with me that the DOJ has not found any basis for contracting for assassination?
Wala pa po sa
Wala
yun.
pa. All right. So at this point, as of today, there's simply no evidence to warrant the filing of a formal charge for contracting for assassination, correct?
That's why kung babalikan po natin yung aking testimonya, this is a continuing and an open investigation as to the contracting a killer.
So in other words, the reason why these are not present at this time because your investigation is still ongoing.
It's a case build-up and an open, active investigation.
All right. Very well. Now, you mentioned about grave threats and inciting to sedition. My question to you is, these subject matters fall under the category of felonies, correct?
That's correct.
Yeah. Now, in fact, based on the penalties involved as provided